What's wrong? Those pants are totally flattering. I launched myself into the air, my muscles humming with pleasure, my chest swelling with heroic pride, Annie? I was jerked out of my daydream by the sound of my given name. My real name, according to some, though I still secretly disputed that. I'd christened myself Aveda Jupiter when I was 18, and I'd never looked back. I couldn't help but deflate as the action-packed scenario I'd been imagining melted away, morphing into the much more mundane existence that was my current reality, where I was sitting at a boring breakfast table, eating grape nuts that weren't even a little bit demonic, and wearing sweatpants. Sweat pants. Sigh. Evie Tanaka, my best friend, current co-superheroine and former personal assistant, studied me from the other side of the breakfast table. Along with the other members of our strange little household/super team, we were sitting in the cluttered kitchen of the Lower Haight Victorian we called home. When there was superheroing to do, it also served as our HQ. But right now, there was no superheroing to do. There was, in fact, nothing to do. And as San Francisco's co-leading superheroine, I need things to do. Which is why I'd given in to a perfectly good daydream. In reality, the only cereal monster I was fighting these days was a stray grape nut I'd been chasing around my cereal bowl with my spoon. I'd nudge the grape nut, it would bounce forward. My spoon, refusing to be deterred, would follow. I was basically simulating an extremely dull miniature car chase. Watch out, grape nuts! Aveda Jupiter has a spoon, and she's not afraid to use it. Annie? Evie repeated. Do you want another bowl of that? She gestured to my grape nut car chase arena. Second cereal course? I did not want second cereal course, which came between first cereal course and chocolate pudding course. Evie had invented the breakfast course order a few weeks ago. It was quirky, adorable, and a little messy. Just like her. The truth was, I didn't want breakfast to drag on for another 2 hours, which was typical of breakfasts during our current state of nothing to do. 3 months earlier, Evie and I had prevented the apocalypse. We'd destroyed a power-hungry demon princess bent on taking over the city, shut down all portals to the evil dimension known as the Otherworld, and turned San Francisco into a demon-free haven for the first time in 8 years. It was a beautiful moment, and I'd felt hope and pride and love surging through me, a potent brew that powered me through the first month of absolutely nothing happening. The second month, I'd started feeling twitchy. The third month, I'd declared myself officially bored. Now we were creeping into month 4, and I was ready to start climbing the walls. Literally. Of course, I said, forcing a smile. Who doesn't love second cereal course? Me. I don't. Nate! Evie called out to her hulking half-demon of a boyfriend. While you're up, get Annie some of that sawdust cereal she likes. Nate, who was standing at the kitchen counter, surveying the cereal selection, turned and gave her an indulgent smile. Anything for you, he said, his deep rumble of a voice contrasting with the cozy atmosphere of the kitchen. Thanks to his 6'4" stature, harsh features, and shock of unruly dark hair, Nate, who served as our physician and demonology expert, had been described by some as tall, dark, and glowery. But when he looked at Evie, his eyes softened and the darkness receded. It was sweet, but it also made me feel like I was witnessing something intensely private and should avert my eyes. They'd been together since the events of 3 months ago, and were as disgustingly mushy as two people in the throes of new love could be. Darling, you know I'm pleased as punch about your coupled-off bliss, said Lucy Valdez, our weapons expert and personal trainer, as Nate made his way back to the table. But the Goo-Goo Eyes quotient has been off the charts this week. She gave an exaggerated pout that would have melted the hearts of people who didn't know her as well as we did. Lucy was deceptively delicate-looking, tiny and elfish with a penchant for prim girly outfits. But underneath that innocent surface lurked a powerful fighter with an extensive knife collection. It's a bit rough on those of us who are tragically single, she continued, drawing.